Hello watch enthusiasts. Today I was going to review my Precister, but I've been wearing this watch that's come back recently from the repairman, and I thought it deserved to be seen because I'm really pleased with it. It comes in this. It's made by Alpha, which is a fairly new company, and yes, it is absolutely beautiful. So those who know their stuff will know that it looks extremely similar to one of the original Rolex Daytona Cosmographs from the 60s. So it's got that polished case with the sides. It needs a little clean off. Yeah, so it's got those polished sides, then it's brushed on the top, and for the price, this is pretty incredible. So it's the case is all Rolex. It's clearly all Rolex. This case, there's nothing different. It's manually winding, so you wind it up like that, and that screws back in. The crown screws back in. And it's stainless steel watch. It's the whole case, and that's acrylic along the top, which is really nice. You can see it's domed like that, which makes it look really vintage. And it is a chronograph. And the movement is interesting. It's very, very similar to the Poljot 3133, which was the first mechanical chronograph, first mechanical movement to go into space, outside the capsule, because some other more basic watches were worn by the first astronauts, but this was the first movement to actually go outside into space. So it's got some history to it, and that in turn, actually, this movement is very similar to the Valjoux 7750, which is one of the movements used by Rolex. It's a good movement, and as you can see, it stops nicely and then resets. And then it's difficult in this light to show you, but over here we've got the minutes for the chronograph. So I'll just start the chronograph and leave it there. Under here we have the 24-hour clock, and then over here we have the timing, not timing, sorry, day seconds. So your average just time. And then apart from that, it's just simple hands. But it's a really pretty watch, and considering an original, fully original Rolex Daytona from the 60s, the Paul Newmans, especially in this spec, would cost, I would estimate it at perhaps £500,000, a bit more. Depending on their history and so on, but a model like this with the screw down pushers, you can see those screw in to make it waterproof, and the same thing down here. But it's quite rare to find a watch, of a reasonable price with a mechanical chronograph, just because they're difficult to make. And there are a couple of problems with this movement, which you would expect actually from a movement of this age, is if you reset it, if you time round to the minute mark, and if you press the stop button on the minute mark, it jumps back a bit because you're jamming the movement when it's just about to change the minute counter, which is understandable. A watch of this, movement with this history would, you could expect these sort of quirks. But it's a nice watch, and this is a bit of a short video because I'm sure you will have seen my my one on Sunday. Because this video, it was filmed at the same time as that video, but you'll see it on Wednesday. So it's a short video, just a midweek instalment, just to show you something, and it comes on this nice bracelet, very reminiscent of it's a Rolex bracelet, effectively, with a clasp, with a like that. It's got no safety on it, but that's not really a problem. You know, it's like a date just bracelet. You know, it's not really needed for a submariner. It would be understandable to have something more substantial, so you don't lose your watch at the bottom of the sea. But this watch does look good on different straps, which you shall see now. Right, so there we go. I've put it on this blue leather strap, and I must say it looks really nice. I mean, it gives this sports watch a more dress watch sort of appeal. So I'll just put it on the wrist just to show you what it looks like. But yes, I mean the only problem is the bracelet that it does come on. The end links are hollow, like a 60s watch, which does, of course, make everything rattle, rather. But being a vintage watch, it doesn't really bother me. But I know it will bother some. So that's the watch on a leather strap. And I'll just show you a NATO. So, yes, it's, it looks really nice on the NATO. That goes around the back of it as well. And I must show you this on the wrist with the NATO, because it does look really nice. Now, bear in mind with this watch, it does have polished sides like the original. Like the watches from the 60s, and even today's, which does mean that it will get scratched, rather, on the sides. But they tend to only pick up hairline scratches if you're careful. So, that shouldn't be a problem. So that's the watch on the wrist. And I do put my noses the wrong way around, just because it's easier to put them on that way. No, I mean, I'm very pleased with this watch. So, it's a nice piece. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and like. That's the only way a small channel like mine will grow. And once more, enjoy your watches.